Welcome back to Rotary of Little Rock Club 99's member spotlight videos. I am thrilled today to be with Kristina Bolhouse, our president-elect, and we're just going to get to chat with her and get to know her a little better. So, Kristina, first, just tell us how long you've been in Rotary.
So I'm coming up to my 13th anniversary. October 16th of 2007 is when I joined. And I vividly remember my first meeting as a guest, which they happened to feature the youth exchange that day. And I was just dumbfounded at what a phenomenal program it was. Just immediately, I knew this was the organization I needed to be involved with. And so it pretty much took off from there. So
Great. Well, tell us what you're in the 13 years, almost 13 years. Happy Rotary anniversary coming up next Friday, I think. What has been one of your most fun and exciting memories?
So going back to the youth exchange, I was so enthralled by that first meeting that I immediately signed up to be part of that committee and was honored to work with Susan Chan for many years. And one of the missions of the Youth Exchange Committee is to help 15, 16, and 17-year-olds go on what are called short-term and long-term exchanges. And so the whole year is spent preparing. First, you interview the students to go, and then you help them prepare. Well, one of the final steps in helping them prepare is to go to this thing called Outbound Camp. Now, Outbound Camp is 3 days long. It is at John Brown University. And Susan had never been there before, but she suggested that I go. And so I went to this, and I thought I was so well prepared. First of all, there was probably about 200 students there and probably about 30 or 40 Rotarians, all of whom were incredibly well organized, and most of them had done it before. I was one of the few people that was brand new. The whole experience just blew me away. First of all, one of the funny things is I'm an early bird. I'm in bed usually by 8:30 at night. The adults were up until 1 or 2 in the morning. They were, first of all, working with the students throughout the day. And then at night, they would get together about 11 o'clock at night and evaluate the students, like, how are they doing? Who's struggling? Who do we need to kind of help tomorrow? And so I, of course, was, zonked out, not really much help, but I did 3 days of that. And of course, I was so incredibly inspired because also at this camp were a group called Rotex, and Rotex were the students that had gone on exchange and come back. And they were now trying to help the younger ones prepare for this. And just to hear their stories of survival. I mean, it sounds crazy. You would think that going to a foreign country for a year would be so much fun and it's going to be like a year-long vacation. Well, it is hard. It is work because these students are expected to master the language, number one, and really enculturate themselves into whatever country they're at. So it's very hard, and they mature fast. I mean, they say that they gain about 5 years in maturity when they go on these exchanges. So anyway, it was so fun to be part of that. And for me, I felt like I got a lot out of it, just being there and seeing what they went through. So that by far is my best Rotary memory. Although I will tell you, I came back and I told Susan I never wanted to do that again because it really was physically hard.
Yeah, I was 24/7, it sounds like.
I mean, they would not only stay up till 1, 2 in the morning, but then they're up by 6 the next day. And the people who are veterans, they said, this is how we have to do this. We have a very short window of time to get these kids prepared. And we all crash afterwards. But I was just so impressed. I was impressed with the Rotary community. Again, these are all volunteers. These are people giving up their nights, their weekends, and giving their hearts to help these kids out. So it was an amazing experience.
It sounds amazing, Kristina. So tell us something a little bit fun and unique about yourself that we might not already know.
Okay, so I grew up with a mom who was an artist and a father who was an engineer. And he luckily encouraged my mom in her artwork, which meant she was a terrible housekeeper and frankly, a terrible cook, but she always had a meal on the table at night. But what's kind of funny is I've kind of picked up that habit. I really don't keep a lot of food in the refrigerator. Not only that, if you cook a meal for me, I will be so happy and grateful for whatever I'm fed. I mean, I just never complain at all. As a matter of fact, all the years I was growing up, I would hear kids mock cafeteria food in school. And I thought, I don't know what they're talking about. This food is delicious. And so I would say, gosh, I must go to the one high school that just has really good food. And then I went to college and I thought, boy, I just think my dorm has the best food. I am so lucky. And then it wasn't until years later that someone said to me, your mom wasn't a very good cook, was she? And I said, well, how did you know? She said, because I've heard other people say the same thing. And so anyway, even to this day, when I go to Kroger, there's that whole area with the fruits and vegetables that I'm just not really familiar with it. So anyway, I have very low expectations with food.
But we
And
know the way to your heart now too. We can cook meals and drop them
just
off
feed
to you.
me. Just feed me.
There you go. And I love that your mom was an artist. I think we need more artists in the world as well. So that's fantastic.
Yes, yes. As a matter of fact, yes, yes. So anyway, that was fun. And then I guess another fun thing, just again, how I grew up, my house is very kid friendly and pet friendly and shoes optional. I mean, my husband just loves walking around in his bare feet. So yeah, we're pretty laid back. I'm laid back with food and I'm laid back with, feet on the furniture. So
I love that. We would feel right at home then with you. So yeah, good.
yes,
So
yes.
last
For
question.
sure.
We are going to get back together sometime soon. So Kristina, what is the one thing you're most looking forward to when we can all get back together in person?
I think the big thing I feel like I'm missing out on are the new members that have joined Rotary, and I've not had a chance to get to know them because the shutdown happened. We had a whole bunch of members come through, and the next thing you know, we weren't meeting. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting to know some new people and visiting again with my old pals, and of course the food. I mean, based on what I just said on the food, I just love eating at the Clinton Library and really look forward to that. But getting to those meetings early and having a chance to chat with people and see how they're doing, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I will say the food, that has been one constant in all of our member spotlights. People are looking forward to getting back for lunch together.
Yes.
That is true.
Yes.
And maybe we need to have a new member reception when we get together so we can all meet the new members. So that would be great.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, Kristina,
Great
thank you so
idea.
much for being here with us today. We love having you as our member spotlight, and we can't wait to see what your presidency year holds as well. Thank y'all all so much.
Thank you very much. All right.
Yeah, thank you all so much for listening, and we'll see y'all next time.